Part 11, Who the F Did I Hire? Story of how I went from hiring my stepsister to work at my dog grooming salon to getting her fired, and now the continual drama that keeps happening. Yeah, so first off, right on the bat, the one of the women that I was talking about in the past video reached out to me civilly after leaving some not so civil comments, and asked me to take it down and asked not to talk about them anymore. And I'm not going to take down the video because it's my story, but I will not talk about you going forward unless I have to address something that you say. So, truce. Okay. But someone I did want to address, Joan, welcome to your tape. Joan is Jake / Josh's mother. And I don't know, honestly, like, this woman at all. I know that she, like, really doesn't like my family and is, like, snobby and thinks better than all of us. That's all I've heard, is that she can just be a snooty person. Just doesn't have, like, a sense of humor, you know what I mean? Like, can't joke about things, like, easily, like, offended by everything. Just that type of an annoying person who thinks they're better. Lynn / Cadence, I'll just use Lynn, has been open about not liking her. And they don't like each other at all. There's a lot of drama there. And I think, oh, my whitening toothpaste. Got a little whitening toothpaste on her. Aw, it's my lover, sure, I love it. Hasn't even talked to her son about him leaving his wife, about her granddaughter being publicly shamed online for being an animal abuser, like all of these things. Like, she hasn't reached out to either one of her sons, because Jake is, like, staying with his brother right now. But she does decide to text my mom, and she basically is trying to, like, put blame on other people as well. She says in the text, like, talking to my mom, saying, like, your mom can defend you, so I'm gonna defend Josh. And so my grandmother, she was on Facebook and basically said, like, that my mom is not associated with Cadence, and, like, it's her ex-stepdaughter, and so just for her safety, because people are wilding out. People are still calling my salon. Like, people are leaving messages saying, like, we're gonna report you. And it's like, I reported me. Like, I reported the salon a year ago. Like, I handed over my own footage from my salon to the police. Like people think we're, like, hiding it still, and she's, like, still working here. It's wild. And so she just said that. Like, she was like, she's not a part of that family, a toxic family. And then she goes on and said, so I'm going to defend my son, and he shouldn't have to choose between you and his kid. Put the shoe on the other foot if you had to choose between you and Jay, is what she said. And it's like, my mother never asked him to choose between his kids, ever. She just asked him to not enable his daughter and act like none of this happened and brush it under the rug and throw her under the bus to his kids and let them think that she beats him. And all of these things, like, she was just like, I don't want you to stop talking to your kids, but just acknowledge what happened here and don't let her go around running with these narratives. Like, because he truly doesn't care about, like, anyone, really. I don't know. Because a lot of the times, like, he would talk to my mom would be like, do you think Cadence lied about that? And he would be like, oh, who cares if she lied? She always lies. Who cares? And it's like, you should care. This is your daughter. She's on, like, it was about, like, the trial about her, like, what's gonna happen with the rest of her life with animal cruelty. And he just goes, I don't care. He didn't even go to the trial. He didn't even want to go to the court date with her. So, like, it seems like he just does not truly give a shit about anyone. Or he just is, like, very emotionally avoidant and doesn't know how to deal, which can also be the case too. And then Joan, again, tried to deflect blame because, see, with an animal abuser case like this, even Cadence's, like, people on her side, they can't publicly defend animal abuse because everyone's seen the videos. So they can't just come out and say that's wrong. So the only defense they have for Cadence is attacking me and is deflecting blame. And not just me, but just attacking anyone else, blaming anyone else but her. Just so it's a deflection tactic. It's what narcissists do. And I get it, because I understand, like, when people are coming at your family, your gut reaction instinct, no matter what your family member did, is to be like, hey, and defend them. But then you gotta really look, though, and realize, like, after that first, like, reaction, and be like, maybe my family member is kind of fucked up, you know? Like, you can't just blindly defend anyone, unfortunately. And so Joan in the text messages said that we should all be blaming the girl who released the footage. Like, and she created this like full false narrative and said that girl that he works with, which I have 4 women employees, so okay, we don't know who you're talking about. That girl who works for him went into his computer and stole the videos and uploaded it. Like, okay, that's not what happened at all. Like, and I don't know where they got that story, but it's a wild narrative. And because any of my employees, if they would have just asked me for the footage, I would have given it to them. This is all just, she's like, I'm just so sorry this is being brought up again, and this is just firing the fan, and like that whoever did it should be fired. Talking about whoever released it should be fired. So not talking about like what Cadence did in the video and how bad that was, but like because it's been released, and she's like, Facebook should have never been invented. Like this always happens, and it's like, it seems like you want this to be covered up. Like that's at the end of the day, that's really what it is. Josh is like the few times he like talks to my mom because he won't, he's like ignoring her, because she just wants to like figure out answers and tell him, be like, are you gonna file for divorce? Am I? Like, what's going on? And the few things that he says is he doesn't want to get a divorce, that it's just a break. And my mom's like, well, it's too bad. So, and wanted me to cover up his animal abusive daughter, like release the video series. What you're talking about? Like, did you ask him to not release the video series? And it's like, I have to put my side out of the story out here. Like, yeah, I didn't have to include all of the family drama, but I wanted to after the 12, almost 13 years of bullshit that my mom had to go through with that family. And then after them doing all of this to me and then going around trying to badmouth me and my mom, no, I was going to spill it all, because we can't just have a little bit of truth here and there. With me, at least, when I'm being fully transparent, it's 100% you see all of it, if it's pretty or not. And that's what it is. Every customer that's been calling and asking me about what's going on, I'll tell them. And I said, if you want in detail, go to my TikTok or YouTube, because this is me being fully transparent. A lot of people don't like it though. But yeah, so anyway, Joan, this has been your tape. And we'll see if more stuff happens for a part 12. I don't know.